In this video, I'll be giving you guys 16 of my best Thailand tips, so be sure to watch the very end. And before you ask, yes, I am talking into a cone, but that's besides the point. Let's get started with the tips. So starting off with number one, I want to mention the Wise debit card. This one right here. With this debit card, you could spend and send money in over 40 different currencies. So you can easily send money to people in Thailand or in Europe or wherever around the world using this card. You also get up to 2 free ATM withdrawals per month, so that's another benefit of this card. And it's accepted online in shops and restaurants around the world, so this is a good card to have. Another great card I want to mention is the Charles Schwab card. Now, this was recommended to me by a few people in the past videos I've done about tips for Thailand. And with the Charles Schwab card, that debit card gives you free ATM reimbursement. So every time you use the ATM, they're gonna reimburse any fees associated with that withdrawal. And in Thailand, ATM withdrawals are 220 baht per withdrawal. So that's gonna be about $5 and some change. So be mindful, every time you do withdraw from an ATM in Thailand, you are paying an additional fee. So another tip attached to withdrawing money from the ATM, if you're not using a Charles Schwab card or another card that reimburses you for those fees, just be mindful not to do too many withdrawals or those fees will add up pretty quickly. While talking about ATMs, another thing I want to mention while in Thailand is when you go to withdraw money, they're going to give you the option for currency conversion. And I will say you should always select no for that option because you're going to be paying more fees when you do select to convert. So click continue without conversion so you can save some money. And last, when it comes to ATMs, is do not forget your card, because in Thailand, they give you the money first and then your card last. And it might not be something you think about, but you can easily forget your card with them giving you the cash first, because in America, they give you the card back first and then your cash. So it's a bit backwards here. And sometimes when you're quickly using the ATM, you might think, oh, I've got the cash, I'm good to go now, and forget your card. Listen guys, I've done it a couple times, and I also know quite a few people who've also done it as well. So I'm not alone when it comes to that. So I just want to give you guys that little tip when it comes to your ATMs. And if you're interested in signing up for the Wise card, if you would, use the link below in the description. It's going to help the channel and no extra cost to you, and I would greatly appreciate it. So anyway, with that being said, on to the next tip. Now this next one's a bit of a little secret that I love to use. It's an app called Eat2Go. That's E-A-T-I-G-O. And with this app, there are so many restaurants that are on the app, and they provide discounts up to 50% off if you book through the app and make a little reservation. And I have literally tried at least 5 to 8 new restaurants using this app, all for 50 off. And I don't know about you guys, but I like getting 50% off my bill. So I've tried Mexican restaurants, Indian food, Thai food, buffets, steakhouse, all for half off. So if you come to Thailand, you want to eat good for the low, download Eat2Go. Wait a minute, I'm dropping bars? No, I'm playing. But anyway, guys, like I said, I highly recommend that app. I'll be putting people on all the time, like on my Instagram story. So I love using the app, I'm a big fan of it. And I suggest you download it and save some money and eat good. Once again, guys, 50% off. Discounts will range anywhere from 10 to 50%, so just be mindful the time you go will depend on the discount, but it will tell you up front, so there will be no surprises. Next up, when it comes to transporting around Thailand, I usually avoid taxis and motorbike taxis, and I just usually stick with using the app Grab or Bolt. Both of these are convenient rideshare apps. They're very widely used throughout Thailand, so it won't be hard getting a ride. It's going to be also very affordable rates versus if you pay taxis and motorbike taxis, usually you're going to pay more of an inflated price. And also, just safety-wise, I believe it's safer to use the rideshare because that way you know who your driver is and all the information is through the app, so it does add another layer of safety versus just using a street taxi. So definitely download both those apps when it comes to transporting around Thailand. Next up, getting back to debit cards, another little tip is bring at least, I would say, a couple extra cards with you, and only carry a couple with you when you go out. And keep a couple at home or in a safe somewhere. That way, if you end up losing your debit cards through forgetting it at the ATM or falling out your pocket or whatever, you won't be debit card or credit cardless. So I will recommend that you bring at least like 3 to 5 cards with you. And like I said, carry 2 around, your 2, ones you use the most, and then leave some backup ones at home. That way you won't be screwed in the event that does happen. And you won't have to wait on a new debit card being ordered or shipped to you. So that's just another little tip for you, because once again, I have lost all my debit cards at times. I've had to get money through like using Western Union. It's just more timely and inconvenient. So don't make my mistakes, guys. These are all things I've learned in the almost 2 years I've been here in Thailand. So take it or leave it, but it should definitely be helpful for you. I just want to share my mistakes. Next up, when it comes to renting a condo, since you well know it's standard to pay 3x the price to move in. That's 1 month advance and 2 months deposit. And the best way, in my opinion, to find condos is literally to just check Facebook Marketplace. Reach out to listings, and then after you reach out to a listing, you'll hear back from a realtor, and then they could help you find other properties if the one you look at is unavailable. Another tip I would say is be patient. I would say typically look at least like 3 to 4 condos and then make your decision. But don't get overwhelmed because there are so many condos here that offer so many different amenities. So just be patient, tell the person what you're looking for, and usually, you're gonna find a very good option that fits you. But don't be like overwhelmed, or also don't be in a rush if you find one that you like. I would still look at a couple more because you just never know. They always seem to get better and better. And I would also say if you find one and then you reach out and it's not available, don't be too much in a rush. Usually give it a little bit more time, maybe a week or so, and a new one will come available in that same building. So patience is a big thing. Unless you find one you like, then go ahead and jump on it. It doesn't hurt. But yeah, it's just one little tip in there. Facebook Marketplace is usually the best way I find condos. And if you don't use that, you can also check on Facebook groups. Next up, do not fall for cab scams. Now, what does this mean? Sometimes when you're walking around places like Bangkok or maybe even Phuket, you'll have taxi drivers be like, oh, I can take you all around for like 50 baht, some ridiculously cheap number that's just too good to be true. And here's the catch. They're gonna point to a bunch of different tourist attractions they can take you to for such a low price. But here's the reality. They're going to be getting paid on the back end by taking you to these places, and you're gonna be overcharged for entry for those tickets. So it's best to just literally avoid that. Like I said, no drivers taking you around the city for 50 baht or 100 baht. It just doesn't make any sense. So that's how they make their money, is you will be paying basically 3x, anywhere from like 3x the price of entry that you would typically pay if you went like on your own or to the right entrance without that driver. So save your money, save your time, and literally go on your own. So just use a rideshare app to book yourself a ride to those places and then pay the regular entry fee instead of overpaying and getting ripped off. So that is a common scam. Most people aren't aware about it, but now you know because you watched this video. Next up, download Google Translate. There will come times where you're having interactions and you will not be understanding them. They will not be able to understand you. Google Translate is great for that because, it's not 100% accuracy, but it's going to be a lot more helpful than just standing there like not knowing what to say. And then also it has a camera app that allows you to literally, it does live translation. So say you're going somewhere and the menu is only in Thai and you want to know what it is, literally you can pull it out and then it will translate for you. And that's going to be very, very helpful for you. So definitely download Google Translate as well. Next, speaking of translation in Thai, I would recommend learning a few most used Thai words when you come here, like the basics, like Sawadee Kap if you're a guy, Sawadee Ka if you're a girl. Learn like how to count. It's not too hard. Soon Nung Song Sam Si Ha Hok Jet Bat Sip Sip Ed Sip Song. I can keep going, but learn how to count. And then learn how to say like how are you, which is like Kum Sabai Mai. And then if you answer that, you just say like Sabai Kap, Sabai Ka, like it just means like I'm fine. You can learn how to say can I have a discount, which is Lot Noi Dai Mai Kap. If you want to say something that's expensive, you can say Peng Ma Kap, Peng Ma Kap. But anyway, learn a few basic words. One of the apps I use to learn words is like Learn Thai. And that's just an app you can find on the Apple Store. It's probably on Google as well. And then also you can use YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram to learn Thai as well. So definitely, I do recommend study a little bit. You don't have to be fluent to come here because a lot of areas you go to, they will speak enough English for you to get by. And then like for the rest of it, Google Translate can help. But I think it's fun to learn a few words anyway. So download those apps, learn a little bit of Thai, have a good time when you come here. Next, if you're coming here and you want ideas for things to do in Thailand while you're here, use ChatGPT and TikTok. So I love using ChatGPT. AI is just getting real crazy these days what it can do. But literally you can use like ChatGPT to map out a whole trip for you, a whole itinerary. So I recommend 100% using that. And then also TikTok is great for little like live video review. So instead of just looking online and be like, oh, is this restaurant good? You can type it on TikTok and maybe someone has made a video about it and you can literally see exactly what it's like and hear a live review from someone who's been there and experienced it. So those are definitely two highly recommended things to do if you come to Thailand. Next up, I want to recommend having some type of travel insurance when you come for trip interruption as well as health emergencies. So say you fall off a bike or something happens while like you're hiking or something, you want to have some type of coverage. I've seen so many tourists come here and literally get hurt and rack up a bill that they cannot pay and then have to use something like GoFundMe to be able to pay the hospital bill. And so that is no fun, guys. So get some type of insurance. I do recommend Safety Wing. And if you use the link below in the description, it will help support the channel. So definitely check it out, guys. Get caught slipping. It's only about $50 for 28 days. So it's 100% worth it because if you get in an accident, you're gonna want to have some type of insurance. Trust me, you're not gonna want to pay out of pocket. So get covered and use the link below. Another tip, if you're staying at Airbnbs for like long term, like say a month or so, be mindful that a lot of Airbnb owners will require an additional 5,000 baht deposit off the app, so in cash. And make sure you're sure to ask what their electric rate they're charging you is, because the deposit is going to be for electric and water. Now, if you're like, Western, you're probably used to all the fees being included on Airbnb, but in Thailand, that's not the case. They will charge you an additional cash deposit. Not all the time, but a lot of times they will. So be sure to read the listings closely. And like I said, if they are charging the 5,000 baht deposit, just be sure to ask like what the rate is. Some might be like, 6 baht per unit, 7 baht per unit. But just be mindful, because some of these places will rip you off and charge you a way inflated electric bill than what it actually costs. And from experience living here and having multiple leases with condos and paying multiple electric bills, I can tell you from even experience of like with running 2 ACs, even a higher bill might be 25 to 3,000 baht. And I've had times where literally like they kept the whole 5,000 claiming not use that much electricity for a small room. So definitely be mindful of that. And I will say that wasn't even Thai people who did that. Those were more like Russian Airbnb owners. So anyway, guys, just be mindful. I don't want you guys to get ripped off. So do ask that question in advance. That way there are no surprises for you when you get here. Now, when getting through immigration, another tip for you guys is if you're coming here, you don't know exactly when you're gonna leave. Say you wanna stay a month or 2 months, but you're not exactly sure and you don't wanna book a return ticket yet. I recommend using a website called getonwardticket.com. It's a little secret, because when you go through immigration, a lot of times they might ask you, they might ask to see a return ticket. And so if you use getonwardticket.com, it costs about $14, and it's gonna show a real flight confirmation that you can then show to immigration. And it does work. I've used it quite a few times. So I highly recommend using that app for $14 versus actually booking a real ticket for like $100 or $200. Save yourself some money once again, and use that app. Next up, for those who do want to stay here longer than a few months, the best thing moving forward, 2024 and beyond, is get a long-term visa. If you're under the age of 50, most people are getting like a student visa. If you're over the age of 50, then you're getting a retirement visa. But the whole visa runs and going in and out and border crossing, it's kind of dead. Immigration is getting very strict, and I've literally witnessed friends and people get denied entry from doing a border run, trying to come back, and the immigration said, no, we're not letting you back in, like you're over your limit without a visa. So 100%, if you know you want to stay in Thailand, get a visa. Don't play with it, because nothing sucks more than literally like going out to do a border run and then you try to come back and they're like, no, you can't. And all your stuff is here, and then now it's just a big inconvenience and hassle. And trust me, you don't want that. So just save yourself the headache and get a visa. Now, if you guys are interested in learning some of my recommendations, I do have a free guide that will be in the description along with some other freebies. So be sure to check all the links in my description, because you never know what valuable things could be sitting right there. So once again, right below this video, click the links. Never know, might be some surprises for you guys. Next up, when it comes to shopping in Thailand, one of my favorite things to do is order stuff from Lazada. It's like the Amazon of Thailand, and there's another one called Shopee, and everything is literally so cheap. But pretty much like most of the stuff you find on side like street vendors, like cell phones, electronics, and a lot of other knickknack things, literally it's like you can get it a lot even cheaper than what they're selling for off of Lazada, and they ship fast. So one of the things you can do, guys, is come here if you want to buy an extra cell phone that you just put a Thai SIM card in. You can order that off of Lazada for like 20-30 bucks, along with a lot of other things. Like I've ordered so much stuff from Lazada, from household goods to personal items to, I mean, honestly, literally everything. You can find it on Lazada for super cheap. So I'm addicted to ordering stuff. I probably get like a few packages in a week just ordering off of Lazada. It's a bit of addiction, guys, so definitely 100% you come here, create yourself an account, order some stuff, save some money. Yeah, highly recommend it. And my last tip for you guys is to carry around one of these strap-on bags, fanny packs, whatever you want to call them, and here's some things I recommend keeping inside. Keep you guys some hand sanitizer spray, because a lot of people don't be washing their hands, and that has nothing to do with Thai people. I just mean people across the globe. So keep some sanitizer spray, especially if you're eating street food or just going out and be able to clean your hands and enjoy your little snack. Keep some spray. Also keep some hand tissue, because there might be some times you go to the bathroom, and in Thailand it's very popular. Most bathrooms are going to have basically like almost like a bidet, like a sprayer to spray your bottom clean, but they might not have tissue, so it just can be like a clean but wet bottom. So if you carry some tissue around, that's going to be helpful for you. I would just keep that in your bag. And the last thing I would definitely recommend keeping is like a portable charger, because I don't know about you, but I hate being caught out with a dead phone or low battery. It makes me anxious, because literally I do everything on my phone. It's directions, it's translation, sometimes it's my it's my credit cards, so like it's my communication. So if I'm without my phone, I feel naked. So definitely keep a portable charger. make sure that's charged, and then also keep a charger on you. And also, I would keep your loose change and spare change and credit cards in this bag as well. And I would say the last thing is, do not carry around your passport. In Thailand, there's really no need for it unless you're going to buy a SIM card. Then you do need your passport. But other than that, getting into like clubs and bars, they're not going to ID you for the most part. And even if they do, typically you can just show a picture. So, like I said, there's no need to carry around your passport. Keep it safe at home because you don't want to lose it. That'll be a huge headache. But hopefully, one of these tips or a couple of these tips were useful for you guys. And if they were, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, smash the like button, and share the video with a friend or family member who's coming to Thailand soon. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.